What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Psychotic Street Builds. In today's video, we're going to be going over some bad news I got about my 335. It is broken. It's not too bad, but it is broken. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and give you guys an update on the drift car. This is the E46 LS1 drift car. If you guys haven't seen the build, make sure you guys go check it out. For all the viewers that haven't seen this car, I'm just going to run through it real quick. It is a LS1 with the CD09 with the custom built turbo kit. It has a 6266, same thing as this also. It was a donor turbo that I got from this car when it had blown up. But that is the 6266 side exit exhaust. On my last drive, I popped off my boost pipe, but you can see this is some scrap pieces I had laying around kind of just to make the last event. I do obviously want to get the whole intercooler piping rerouted. You guys can't see it, but this is the intercooler. This intercooler is actually the CX Racing intercooler that was on this car. So I ended up changing this to the 7-inch VRSF or whatever it is, race intercooler. And I took the intercooler and I had this one laying around. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and put it on this car. If you guys want to see more on this build, make sure you guys go watch our previous videos. I go through the whole build on this car, and basically from beginning to end. Obviously it's still not done yet, so there's some things that are missing out of it, but it's a full built drift car, has the angle kit and everything, hydro dual caliper setup. But let's go ahead and fire it up. All right guys, this is a cold start of a stock LS1 with a turbo basically and a side exit exhaust. You guys can see it runs, it's running solid. As some may know, this turbo kind of smokes at times, but that's the reason it came off of that car. It's leaking a little bit here and there, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this thing jacked up and update you guys on what's going on. All right, so moving to my E90 335 with a single turbo, blah blah blah, all that thing. I drove this car probably a good 1,500 miles ever since it got tuned and stuff like that. I did go do some spirited driving for like a good 30 minutes, and then I did like 5-6 pulls back to back. And after we got back, I noticed that the exhaust housing was glowing, which is to be expected, I guess. I could actually see it glowing through here, right there. So after that, I think it was the next day, I was driving it and I would see my wideband fluctuating, like from 12, 14, all the way to 20, 18. It was moving around way too much, more than normal. Come to find out, one of my widebands I think went bad. I think it was bank 1 or bank 2. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna replace both. But either or, it was throwing lambda probe codes, blah blah blah. And when you let the car idle, it would do all types of weird stuff. The process on removing the O2s on these is not as simple as a stock twin setup. I don't know if you guys can even see it yet. You can see the wire. One wire is going in right there, and that's where the O2 is right there. And if I believe correctly, there's another O2 right under this one, oh yeah, right here. So one is right there, which is kind of hard to see. And there's one under this downpipe. So I hope I don't have to remove the turbo, but to jog my memory, I don't think I had to, but we don't know yet. I might have to. These things are known for burning up O2s because of from the factory. They're located they're located after the turbos, and now we put them before the turbos when you go into single. So a lot of people put heat sinks on them to remove the heat and stuff. They use NTK O2 widebands and stuff like that. I actually haven't had that much problems with these. It's been a while since I changed these, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give them another run. I had them under warranty, so I'm gonna replace them and we'll go from there. It's been a while since I removed this thing. You guys wear long sleeves when dealing with heat wrap. I can already feel the fiberglass on me. All right, guys, so just upon visual inspection, everything kind of looked good on the turbo stuff, but as you guys can see, I burnt the insulation off of this, so this might have something to do with my O2 failing. So I might route it a little different this time. I might actually route it right through here rather than going around, trying to make it clean. I think it was stuck underneath the turbo blanket, and obviously doing long pulls, this is all glowing really hot. So as you can see, that's one O2 sensor down there. And it does look like I'm gonna have to remove the turbo to get that guy right down there. This looks like it was cooking a little bit down here, but that's kind of its job, is to protect all the wiring, and that's basically the AC pressure switch down there. So once the turbo's off, we'll do a little more visual inspection of everything, make sure everything's kind of doing all right with the heat. If it's not, we'll get stuff rerouted and fixed before we put it back together. All right, in the meantime, let me get that turbo off. All right, guys, we got everything, from what I can tell, unhooked. The intercooler piping, feed, drain. I did notice I'm missing, I know I didn't install the third one because it's really hard on this kit, but I'm missing one of the T4 mounting bolt flanges. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. Oh yeah, man. Dang. I burnt up this gasket, guys. All right, let me get it out, and then we'll inspect everything. Well, that's bad news, guys. So, I guess while we're in here, we're gonna be doing a little more than we expected to do, but hey, it's 235, guys. N54 things. Now, this is not an N54 problem. This was more of a, probably my fault, honestly, for probably not tightening the bolt enough or whatever the reason be, but we're gonna definitely have to get that fixed. I don't know if I can find one local, but I'll try to get one back here hopefully soon. I wanted this thing up and running today, but this looks like it's gonna stop us. So, but we're going to continue. I'll get the O2 swapped around. It looks like my feed was leaking a little bit. I noticed the top of the turbo was smoking a little bit, so it's probably this feed, I think it's stripped so on top of the turbo or whatever. It was a little loose, so I'll probably just end up replacing that also and give it a little bit of TLC that it needs. But let's go ahead and move on to getting these O2s off. I don't know what I did last time to get them off, but whatever it is, I need to do again. All right, guys, just a quick update. This back one, bank 2, it's pretty pain. As you guys see, it took me a little bit of hassling. This gets really close to, hold on, focus, go on. It gets really close to the wastegate right there, so it's pretty difficult to get it out. I mean, it's possible. It's only been probably 5-10 minutes, but I guess that's difficult to me compared to the OEM stuff. But I got this one out. Gray goes in the back, and this one was pretty simple. I just loosened it, and we'll go ahead and loosen. Oh, where does this come from? Oh, hold on. This must have came from right here. That must have came from there. I'll go ahead and loosen that one. I mean, disconnect it, loosen it out. Both O2s are out. I'm pretty sure black, or one of them is bank 2, but I had the gray one at bank 2 and black at bank 1. These are the downstream ones right here. Let's go ahead and check out the new ones. I did just get some Bosch replacements. They're OEM ones, basically. Hopefully those are still good from dropping, but this is the new one for black one. And then we got gray for the other bank. These are the part numbers. Let's see here. 17098, 17102. So we'll see how long these last, but since this is a single turbo car, both of these just go to that one pipe right there. There's one on that side, you guys see right there, and there's one on the other side. So it doesn't really matter where they go, so I'm not too worried. Let me get that out. And there's the other new one. So what I'm going to start with is the upstreams. Obviously, I probably won't be able to get the turbo on today. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow, but for you guys, it'll be probably a couple seconds. So I'm going to get the O2s on, wired in. I'm going to change so you guys can see kind of the gold flake. This wasn't like, I don't know if this was brand name stuff. I doubt it was, but it was burning up a little right there. I Other than that, you guys can see my massive exhaust leak right there from the exhaust gasket being burned. Some of this was kind of starting to peel up and get hardened, but this one, this was from DEI, I think the company is, or something like that. This, don't mind this. This is from me burning it before, and that's what I did and fixed it and did all that. So only real thing that I see that's cooking really is this heat shield, which I had taped. I probably didn't need to tape, but I did at the time, and this stuff right here. So I guess heat management is not too bad for thrashing on it pretty hard on 30 pounds of boost. So let me go ahead and throw those O2s on. All right, guys, I went ahead and got the both upstream O2s installed. I routed this one a little different. Before it was coming across over in this way, I went on this side of the conversion plate, whatever you want to call it, B58 conversion plate, that way. So hopefully once I get the downpipe, I'll kind of start to route it a little, once I'll move it around. But all that's routed, plugged back into exactly where they went. As soon as I get the gasket and stuff, we'll go ahead and finish the install, and we'll update you guys. All right, guys, it's a new day. I went ahead and got the new gasket and that new 90 for the turbo feed. I did already go ahead and install everything, put everything back on. I didn't want to bore you guys with the time lapse, but everything's back on. I got to put the turbo blanket still and the strut brace bolt. But I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. This is the new 90 right there. I did put Teflon. Some people say don't put it, but I went ahead and put it because you know us. So I wanted to show you guys the old gasket in case you guys didn't see. And this is the old fitting. I'm going to try to zoom in. You can see the threads are all stripped on that guy. So I did have a leak from there. And obviously this was leaking. But I actually didn't open or do this job because of that. I did it because of the O2 sensors right there. So I replaced all 4 O2 sensors just to get it out the way again. I did warranty them out. Got those replaced. And as you guys probably seen, the rear one that's close to the wastegate was kind of a pain. I mean, both of them were kind of a pain. But overall, it takes me probably about 2.5 hours to do the whole job. So not like stock twin stuff, but it's a little more in-depth stuff, but it wasn't too hard. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put you guys on a tripod, and let's go ahead and fire this thing up, make sure there's no leaks. We'll let it warm up. All right, guys, everything seems to be running good. Idle's nice and smooth. We got a little residue from our hands, all that oil burning off right now. So we'll go ahead and double check everything. I did route the back O2 a little different. As you guys seen, the last one did have the things burned, but the wires did not. So all the boost pipe looks good. All of this is good. I'm gonna let it heat cycle, and we'll probably go do a drive, make sure everything seems good, come back, check it again, and then we'll probably go out and do some pulls. All right, guys, I heat cycled it, checked everything out, everything looks good. Let's go ahead and go on a drive, just cruise it around. Let's see how it is, make sure there's no leaks or anything. Other than that, everything, there was no leaks on the floor or anything. This thing is a little different than driving the E46, so bear with me if it's a little jerky. Still got it. Oh no, I don't. Not first to second. It's been a minute since I drove this thing. Probably like 2 weeks almost now. I got so busy with work and everything, and getting that white car ready for the event. I let this thing sit because I think a couple days before I was starting to rush and get the white car done for the event. This thing's O2s went out, so here we go. Yeah, drives good. Wideband, I would show you guys. I wish I had recorded it for you guys before. The wideband was kind of jumping all over the place. Now it's pretty steady. At least for bank one it was. It is still on kill, so we're gonna go ahead ahead and do a data log just to be safe. Everything seems to be driving good, so we turn off the traction just in case. All right, we'll do a data log. Wasn't really winding her out. I want to make sure everything feels good and watch that data log over. Breaking up a little bit, but I gotta see, it's not popping a code yet, so we might take it back home real quick, make sure there's no leaks or anything, make sure everything still looks good, and then we'll go ahead and take it back out and let you guys know how it goes. All right guys, everything seemed good. Almost all the smoke was gone. We're gonna go for another drive and just make sure that this breaking up issue is just temporary or whatever. I'm gonna turn it down to about 20 pounds just to see if it was boost related or if could be something else. So let's go for that drive real quick. Try to do a third gear data log and see if we see anything. Pulled all the way hard, all the way almost the red line. That was probably like 6 grand. So we'll go ahead and turn around. We'll turn it up to about 24 pounds. Let's see if it's breaking up. I did already throw new 97506 spark plugs in there, gap to about 20,000, so it shouldn't be breaking up. They're probably less than 10 miles old. Yeah, it's still breaking up a little bit, but for the most part, it's not doing none of the O2 problems or anything. It's something I'm gonna have to diagnose and figure out, because that's kind of annoying. It could be the fuel. Could have been sitting for 2 weeks, but I doubt it. It's not very likely. I'm also trying to get this thing dynoed, so we need to get this issue fixed. For whatever reason, it's breaking up, and go from there. Let's do one more real quick. Let's see. I'm trying to see if it pops up a cylinder misfire in a cylinder. I can't get enough runway here. Pulling hard all the way to like 6 grand. As much as I can do right now. In third at least. But overall, guys, the car, the O2s, everything seems like they're working good. I'll probably do another video if I find out what's wrong with it, just in case anyone else is having the problem. But misfires are N54's worst thing, so I'll probably get to the bottom of it pretty soon here. I've had this thing for pretty long, so finding a misfire on these things, I'm pretty dialed in. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. But other than that, I'll go ahead and take you guys back to the house and check everything out and go from there. All right, guys, everything looks good. No more smoking. This is literally right after I got back. Normal smoke from the catch can. No more leaks underneath, or no leaks at all underneath the car. So I say that's a W for now, at least. Let's get to the bottom of the misfires and we'll go from there. The turbo gasket looks like it's working. It's not leaking from there anymore, and that oil's not leaking at the turbo housing. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully the next video on this thing is gonna be the dyno video. See you guys soon.